Today's a little different because I am choosing to open up my heart to you all. I've discussed a few things that were semi-personal, and today I'm not really dishing out all my business, but I want to share with you all, I guess, my journey in faith and how I came to know God. Um, of course, most of us are taught by our parents that God is good, that He's real, that He's around, He cares for us, and He loves us, and all that. I've known that my entire life. But I don't think I really began to actually form a strong spiritual connection with God until I was in my early 20s, about 23, 22, something like that, maybe 22. But that's when I rededicated my life. When I was younger, I was baptized. I was baptized at about the age of 10. And I knew it was a good thing. I knew that I was accepting God into my life to some degree. But I lived my life according to my own standards. And I was a kid. And of course, I went to college and, did the college thing in undergrad. And just did whatever I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I knew God was there. I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? He's in my life. But I didn't really pray consistently. I didn't go to church. I mean, I would go to church like on Easter and for New Year's Eve, and that would pretty much be it. I was one of those. And as I became older, you all say, well, early 20s really isn't that old. It's old enough. I met a friend in graduate school, and she was very active in the church. And she brought me to church with her one time. And I actually was kind of reluctant to go. I was like, I have a whole bunch of stuff to do this weekend for school, bunch of homework, and I don't know if I have time. And this girl, she just says whatever's on her mind. She's like, well, what if God told you He didn't have time for you? I'm like, well, I didn't necessarily say that. But in a way, I guess I kind of was, because I said I didn't have time to go to church. And she brought me to church. I liked it. I understood what was being said, because historically, some of the churches that I've been to when I was younger, I couldn't relate to it. It was boring to me. I'm like, oh, church, this is gonna be a nuisance. That's sad, but that's how I felt. But this particular church that she went to was awesome. It had dancers, it had a nice choir. The preacher was off the chain, and I feel like every week, the weeks that I did go, he said something to me that was really meaningful. I'm like, he is talking directly to me. And so I kept going with her periodically, and I started going more and more. And eventually, it became more of a consistent thing. I'd go weekly with her. And eventually, I think I became a member first. Yeah, I became a member first because I was kind of embarrassed to go down to the front of the church and rededicate my life, because I knew it was time for me to rededicate, because I knew that there's something more that I wanted out of my relationship with God. But I was embarrassed. I didn't want to go down to the front. I'm like, everybody's going to see, oh, that girl ain't saved. Look how old she is, and she don't know who Jesus is. So I just went down and became a member first. It was like 2 people that day. I'm like, dang, everybody sees me. But so I did that, and then I think about maybe a year later, almost a year later, I actually rededicated my life. And it's funny because I knew what I was doing, but kind of didn't all the way know, because I was still kind of ashamed. But I believe that day in church, our bishop was just calling out to people. And he's like, for those of you that need restoration or need a change, come on down to the front. So I'm like, woo, bam, that's me. I need restoration. So I went down there, and he just kept talking and kept relating to me and kept feeding my spirit. And then he talked about salvation. And I was already down there. So to me, it was kind of like, ooh, I don't know what I'm down here for, but I'm down here for this. But I feel like God kind of pushed me down there because I was kind of like, skeptical and embarrassed to go down there by myself. But it was so many people that had gone that day, because he did a general call for restoration that day. And I had gone down there, and then he kind of incorporated, the altar call of rededicating your life, or if you've never been, saved at all, or knew God anyway. He was asking everybody to come down. And I was already down there, so I was like, down here, now I can do it. I did it, and then luckily there was also a class that was starting in my church, which is a year-long class with one of the evangelists there for new believers or newly saved people, newly rededicated people like me. And I took that class for a whole year. The baptism was scheduled a month or 2 after I rededicated my life, and it was just everything just kind of happened like in order. It was way back in like 2000, 2005, 2006, one of those years. I have my certificate. But when I did that, my life has never been the same. I mean, I go to church regular, consistently. I can't get the word out consistently. Just having that hunger to know more about God and reading the Bible. My friend that was taking me to church, she bought me a Bible, put my name on it, made me start crying. And okay. So the first book that I read was the book of Matthew, and it was deep. You know what I'm saying? It was the perfect first book to read. And also, what the Bible had was a section, in the beginning of the Bible, where you could study. The whole first year, I can leave crying on YouTube, but the whole first year of rededicating my life, I was just so on fire. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I want to know this, I want to know that, and everything just kept speaking to me. At that time, I had already been, celibate, so I was already in that, phase of my life. I'm like, man, this is perfect. I'm celibate now. I rededicated my life, and I want to know more about God. And God has just used me in so many ways. I mean, He's, made my life so much better, but He's also put the desire in me to want to help others and to get others to the same place that I was able to get to. You know what I'm saying? Where I knew there was no place I'd rather be. You know what I'm saying? And this is hard for me, y'all, because I talk about it, but now that I feel like people are going to hear my testimony, it's even more emotional for me. But the world is so resistant to God. You know what I'm saying? And His will and things that He wants us to do. And He has no reason to want to wish harm on us. You know what I'm saying? Or to ruin our lives, or to put rules on us or regulations. People always say, oh, the Bible, you know what I'm saying? That was written just to solely control man. I'm like, if you really read the Bible, God is all through it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that was just, oh, man just made up. You know what I'm saying? Everything in the Bible was God breathed. You know what I'm saying? God was able to inspire people to write those books. You know what I'm saying? It's all inspired by God. It's all from His heart. You know what I'm saying? Of course, He had to use a man to physically write it, but it's all from God. You know what I'm saying? If you read that, if you apply it to your life, God will show you biblical verses that relate to your life on certain days. That's how you know the Bible is real. When you can relate to things and He tells you, okay, this is the verse that applies to your life today or at this point in your life. That's how you know it's all genuine. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. But my testimony and my hope is that people would also have that same strong desire to be with God. May not come right away. It may not come tomorrow, next week, next year. But my hope is that one day you'll get there. You know what I'm saying? I still have a long way to go. I have a lot that I have to work on in my life, but I'm glad that I was able to reach that initial point, that catalyst, you know what I'm saying, to get me moving in the right direction. Because my thought for years was that, oh, I'm gonna get it together when I'm older. You know what I'm saying? I'll get saved or rededicate myself to God and start, being obedient when I get older. That was my way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I want now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have sex, whatever I want, go to the club. I'll get it together when I get older. But you may not make it there. God forbid. Like, I pray that I'm gonna make it to about 110. But you just never know. And not only, do you never know, but you're missing out on, a lot from God. His favor, His blessings, when you're not, in union with Him. So it's so much that occurs when you hand your life over to God. And so I just pray that everybody can do the same thing. It may be kind of embarrassing initially. You may feel like you're not good enough, or you messed up too bad to be in God's arms, but you've never messed up too bad to be in God's arms. You know what I'm saying? He's married to the backslider. So be encouraged with that. I don't want to make this video too long, but I wanted to keep it real today. It took me like 2 hours to get this message out. I've changed my subject so many times, but this is like the final subject that I have for today. And I feel like it's well worth it. I'm a pretty private person, so me revealing all this is a big step. I mean, I didn't tell y'all all my business, you know what I'm saying? I probably never will. But to a certain extent, whatever I can do to help inspire others, I'm gonna do that. And if God instructs me to do it, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do it. But I wanted to leave you all with my testimony today, and I hope that it helps somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's a hard thing to do, especially when you live in the world that we live in today, where nobody wants to have God in their life. They want to do what they want to do, or they want to have God in their life, but it's just sometimes, or when they feel like it. Because a lot of people, I think, just feel bad. They know that their life is not going right. So, like, I'm gonna come to God later, but come to God even when your life isn't going right, even when you're still struggling in your sin. Come to God. You know what I'm saying? He'll help you with that. It doesn't matter where you are. You can come to Him at any time. So do that. Do that for me. Do it. You don't have to tell me, but just do it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Just do it. That's all I have for today. All right? Goodbye.